right now,
Alright.
and then we'll see how everything's looking, but everything should be good. Yeah, Apex is fucking fun. I can
Yeah,
confirm.
dude. I love it.
It's really, really good. Division 2, I have thoughts on that we will discuss. Devil May Cry 5, can confirm, is a banger. I can confirm. And Division 2 might end up being a banger. But I have some thoughts. But, halfway through Last Light, that's going good. So right now, I'm at this weird thing where I keep running out of air filters. So every time I load into my save currently, I keep dying. So that's a thing that I need to figure out. I've heard things that you have to restart your save point but not die, like do it manually, and you should have enough air filters to survive. But I have not tested that because I got frustrated and decided to go to bed last night. So
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I will test that later. This is 28, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it's 28. I forgot to change it in the title
Let me check.
right now.
I can deduct this, right?
Student loan interest? Yep.
Fuck.
I pulled the stream.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Got an
Gotcha.
ad.
That's cute.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah, this
28.
is 28.
Yeah.
It's 28. Last week was 27.
Okay, deal. Let me close my door and then we'll get it popping.
Cool.
Also, trying to get Valentine's Day popping. I have plans. I don't know if I told you about them, but I have.
I don't think so.
I'll tell you maybe after the cast. But I have
Yeah, because we are live.
Yeah. Yeah, I know we're live, but it's
I
like
don't know if your Valentine's plans are.
there's like no way she's watching, so like it's fine, and like nobody
Okay.
knows. Like, even if someone heard, like there's no way it's getting spoiled. But I'll tell you
Yeah, I
offline.
still have to
It's all good.
get my stuff.
I have more experiences planned out and stuff, but
Mhm.
she's meeting her favorite animal for the first time, and
That's cool.
that animal is a penguin.
Damn nice.
Yeah, but okay, we're good. Let me get my show. I only had time to write show notes for Division 2, and I didn't
Okay.
even finish. But
Yeah,
I'll be
I'm
fine.
actually
I'll be fine.
just
I can speak off the cuff.
I only really have comments on Apex, and my buddy does a 12-minute game news show for the school.
Oh, really? That's dope
Yeah.
as fuck.
He just started doing it.
I would
So,
love that. To do that. Oh my god, that'd be so fun to do. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Hell
So he had me do like 2 minutes of impressions. So I have most of my thoughts in my head now.
Of Apex?
Apex.
Okay, deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Some water.
I imagine you'll just ask me like a bunch of questions about Devil May Cry
there's-
and Division. Yeah. But I have thoughts on Anthem, just not I assume not as much as you. But
Anthem?
no, I mean Apex, my bad. Apex.
Oh, okay.
Apex, sorry. Alright. Let's get it.
I'm good to go.
Let's do it. Okay, let's roll this thing. Let's do it. Boom.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cross Circle, the official podcast of PlayStation Source. I'm your moderator, Christian Buckley. Welcome to episode 28. Joining me, as he has for for 26, I think, episodes prior, is Cameron Diaz.
I thought I've only missed one. Have I missed more than one?
Well, because technically we've only done 27 so far. Like, we're starting 28 now.
Ah, math. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you mean. I'm like, wait, have I missed an episode that I didn't know about? What's going on? It is your boy, TKD. Christian, how you been?
I've been pretty good. Very busy ever since I beat Kingdom Hearts. I haven't had much game time.
I feel that, indeed. I feel that.
Which is why the game we're going to talk about today is a godsend.
Mm-hmm.
But
Indeed.
you've been playing a lot of stuff over the weekend, I've noticed.
Yep.
How's everything else going?
Yeah, everything's good. I still something that kind of upset me. Okay, so I thought that we got Tearaway, the critically acclaimed Media Molecule game. I thought we got that for free on PS Plus, the full game, at some point in the past.
I have it.
So why is it that when I'm playing through and I may be like an hour in, I would say, like hour in, it keeps prompting me to buy it and I can't continue. I'm so confused.
Are you sure you're not playing the demo?
I'm pretty sure I have the full game. I'm like pretty certain I have the full game.
I bet you that you downloaded the demo by accident.
Dude, I was shook. So, because I remember it was on PS. So I gotta go figure that out because I actually do want to beat it. Like, this has been really fun. But it was fun for what it was. It was pretty intuitive. Like, the controls are very like what's the word? Like, I know it's using the rear touchpad seems like a gimmick. The camera, you being the sun. But it's fun. It's like very chill, laid back, whatever. So that's why I've been enjoying it. Still chugging through the mobile game Bury Me My Love. That's been really, really good. I honestly love the way they're delivering this game. Love it. How you will be on your phone and then it's literally just a text message conversation, and then she'll say, "Oh, I have to do this and the third," and then there's no progress. Like you can't progress when she leaves the phone. So you go on your phone, just do like your regular stuff, like go on Twitter or whatever, and then you'll get a notification to continue. It's super cool. I like it. It just seems very very natural. I'm very, very much digging it. So that's been cool. And then the last game I kind of been chugging along, other than the games that we'll be talking about here on the cast, the Metro Last Light beat 2033 about a week ago. I'm about halfway through Last Light, so I plan to definitely finish it this week, hopefully. If all else goes to plan, we'll see. In preparation for Exodus, of course. That I will.
Are you getting hyped up?
Yeah. I've been wanting to watch the last trailers that they've like put out for Exodus, but what hooked me was the showing at Xbox's E3 2018, I believe it was, or 2017. I think it was 2018.
I think it was last year.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So like they showed that really cool stuff. It looks really, really just interesting. So, and I think it's so interesting. Like, I forget a lot of times that when I'm playing Metro, it's like, man, this is all happening underground. Except for when they go up top. But yeah,
because it looks like Exodus is mostly above ground,
which is gonna be really cool. Yeah,
and then you got that like mobile base train.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like according to Last Light in 2033, going up top, you rarely do it. You do it maybe like every 10 missions, maybe. Like it's a big deal to go outside. So
are those games long?
No, not at all.
No.
20, both of them, 23 and Last Light, they're both around 8 hours. They're both
really?
Yeah, they're really short. But I've heard Metro Exodus is going to be both of them combined in length for Exodus. But even in that, it's like 16, 20 hours, not that bad. Even in itself, not that bad. So
really interesting.
Yeah.
I always thought those games were like 20 plus hours long.
Oh no, they were a breeze.
And I when I thought of them, I just thought of like a grittier Fallout, and I guess that's why I never played them.
Right. No, they're
cool.
Yeah, they're like super linear. Well, they're somewhat linear hub, and that is even a stretch because it's super linear. It's super linear. It's more linear than anything, but yeah, they're short, but hey, they're good. I'm enjoying it.
Nice.
Artyom
Cool.
is a name that gets stuck in my head every time, but. What about you, sir? What have you been playing on this fine weekend?
I picked up my Switch again. Started, or I didn't start, but I picked up Let's Go Pikachu, I have one gym left.
Okay.
I had two. I did one gym over the weekend.
Did you start with
Um,
Eevee?
No, I
Is
did
that what-
Pikachu.
Oh.
I just never finished it.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant that you got Eevee first and you got Pikachu
Oh,
recently.
no.
Okay, no, okay, gotcha.
I'm ride or die with my boy Pikachu. But
I feel that.
yeah, there's rumblings that a Nintendo Direct is coming up, and
Yeah.
potentially new look at Pokemon from this year. So I got in the mood and I played a little more.
I also
Let's
heard
go.
that this has been the longest drought of a Direct since like
Before
before
Wii U,
what?
I think.
Wii U, right? Yeah. So
Something like that.
they're
Yeah,
kind of due for one. Yeah.
yeah.
I feel that. I recently got a 55-inch TV in my room, and I have a Switch dock for it. I have yet to turn on the Switch and play something. Well, no, I played a little bit of Smash, a little bit, but I want to play Messenger, a game that I missed out last year with.
Right,
I have it on Switch. I need to play that. I've heard great things. I need to get to that at some point. So that's probably gonna be my next Switch game, and I want to get that done before Animal Crossing because that's gonna take over my life. But yeah, we'll see.
Well, good news with that is you might have some time on your hands because I heard September. But
September.
this is a
for-
PlayStation show.
Yeah, I
so
know.
Let's hop into our main topic for today. Not so much news, but in the news very much over the past 7 days. Officially, if you watch our last week's episode, that was the launch of Apex Legends, a game that when it was rumored the Friday before it dropped, I was very hesitant about. And
Indeed.
I love this game.
Yeah, no, you've been sipping that tea a
Yeah.
lot.
So-
I saw you online like the whole weekend, and that's all I saw you playing. I don't even play anything else, but that's all I saw. Honestly.
Whenever I was on my PlayStation over the past 7 days, I was playing Apex or
Jeez.
watching like Hulu or something.
Sheesh.
So I think I'm not like a pro or anything. I think I'm a level 11. Wraith main, a backup
Oh.
Pathfinder.
I've been liking Pathfinder and Lifeline a lot. Those are my two right now. Like going back and forth. Lifeline. It's Lifeline, right?
Yeah, I
Is
think
that her
so.
name? Lifeline. Yeah.
The one with like the space buns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's her name. Yeah, but I've been balancing between those two. But
I have a million good things to say about this game, but first, I want to say it's very fun.
Indeed.
I think last night I got my 5th win.
Okay, I feel that. Do you know what level you're at? I'm pretty sure you said it,
think-
but
I think I'm level 11.
Level
not
11.
positive.
Okay,
I might have
gotcha.
gotten to 12 last night,
okay,
but
gotcha.
yeah, this game is I think, the perfect version of a battle royale that's not Fortnite.
100%, and like,
I think
no, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I haven't played Blackout. I've watched some Blackout. I've watched some PUBG. I've tried PUBG on my phone, which is a very different game in
Right.
itself, but still, I get like the pace kind of PUBG,
Right.
and I've watched streams also, and I've talked to people who preferred PUBG and Blackout over Fortnite. So I feel like I have a good sense of those games.
Right, of course.
This is going for that style of battle royale more than it's going for Fortnite's style, because Apex is fast paced, but like my first win, I think as a team we had like 4 kills. It was like one other team left or 2 other teams, smallish circle. We hid in a house for like 3 minutes
Right.
and waited to like see people. Then we won the game.
Oh, I
So
see.
it's a neat in between of like the slow pace of some of the first person shooter battle royales and like the fast hectic craziness of Fortnite.
Right.
But yeah, I have so much I want to talk about with this. Do you have
Yeah.
like general impressions?
Yeah.
Because I know you've also been playing.
Yeah,
You've been
no.
streaming it too over on Twitch.
Yeah. Me, I've been loving it. I have just been finding, so like I guess the main things that I keep noticing that I love about Apex so far is the little things, right? It's the features that are in it, right? That like you wish that were in Fortnite. So you know how, let's say, we're playing Fortnite, right? And there's a chug jug, and I say, yo, chug jug in this building. You're like, what building? I'm like, the blue one next to the mountain. You're like, oh, okay. You try to go to it, you don't find it, all that. But the ping system in Apex is
it's so good.
incredibly perfect. I can't even. Oh my! Like, it is the amount of work they put into that ping system and like how much it shows definitely like in terms of like your character even says, hey, here's light ammo, here's R301. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes it so easy to not be in chat, you know?
Yeah, and it's crazy because you just said like the amount of work. It seems like something that is just, it just makes so much sense.
Right.
You know, especially now that you have it.
Right.
And I think a lot of that, this was one of the things I wanted to bring up about Apex, is the ping system.
Right.
Because Fortnite does have, like, I think if you tap L1, you can place a marker on the minimap.
Yeah, and that's
or like a light beam.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's like,
that's
hey,
the way to
this
go.
area.
Yeah.
It's more like a waypoint. The pinging system is great because if you tap R1 and you're focused, if you have your reticle over gear, weapons, ammo,
enemies too. Enemies is a big one.
Any pickups or chests specifies what it is, if it's a chest, if it's opened, if it's closed, what gun it is. It shows you an icon of the gun also above the ping. It tells you how far away it is, I think, and it gives you a like silhouette of it wherever it is. So it's very specific in what you ping. It's not just weapon here. It's like, oh, the wingman is right here, or the I'm blanking on some of the other names of the weapons, but grenades, armor, tells you what class the armor is. And I think the pinging system, the reason it's so good is because of the way Apex is designed.
Right.
Because this is a battle royale, 60 players, where you are locked into being in a squad. There's you can split off if you want, but you're just going to screw your teammates and you're going to screw yourself.
Yep.
So since the game is play with other people, odds are sometimes when you're playing, you're not going to be playing with people that you know.
Right.
And me personally, I don't love just talking to random people.
I don't either.
I get match made with.
Yeah.
Like if somebody was like, "Hey, do you want to play?" and I was like, "Oh, sure," and I didn't know them very well, I would still like mic up and like talk to them as long as we like set it up beforehand. But if I get match made, I don't really like have my mic on.
Right.
So, out of my 5 wins, it might be 4, but out of my handful of wins, one of those was with coordination, talking on a mic with a friend. Gotcha. The other 3 or 4 were just playing with randoms using the pinging system because it's that intuitive.
Man, wait, so you really got wins with randoms?
Yeah.
The main form of communication would be just the ping system.
Yeah, and none of those wins were like carries either. Like, it was pretty balanced. Everyone had around like 2, 3, 4 kills.
Right, everyone like doing their thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like earlier. I got a couple like spread out through the week, but yeah, it's just very impressive that it's that intuitive. Also, if you hold down R1, you get a Rockstar style weapon wheel of different pings. So if you're looking at a place on the did you not know that?
I didn't even know that. Wait, I did. I swear I didn't even know.
Yeah.
That. I know there's a
really
ring
cool.
for like inventory where you can quickly pick like what type of cell you want for your battery and stuff like that, or what healing medkit, whatever. But I didn't know about this.
So if you hold R1, you get the rotary wheel of just a general ping, like the one that your character's like, let's head this way. Right. You get one that turns into a blue eye, so it's like, I'm watching this way.
Okay.
There's like 6 others. I forget. There is one if you hold down for enemy, but also if you double tap R1, you get an immediate enemy pinpoint marker.
Right. I just didn't know that it gave you the agency to choose which type of ping you want to do. Because like at least from my experience, it's just been like whatever I'm pointing at, like ammo or an empty crate or an enemy, it'll just auto do that one that would fit.
And I've mostly been using the auto one like that. Right. Because it's just so helpful for pinging gear or just general direction.
For sure.
But there was a point in time where I think there were 3 teams left. We were in an elevated spot, and none of us had mics on. My entire team, we each used the I'm watching this way to cover our 3 sides.
Damn, that's so smart.
Because the back of us was a wall.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm pinging right, you're pinging forward, you're pinging left. So Yeah, the pinging system is awesome,
That's
and that's
insane.
just like one thing that this game
Exact-
does insanely well.
We talked how long about a ping system? How long?
At least like 4 or 5
like
minutes.
this. No, but it is really that good. It's truly that good.
Mhm.
Yeah, like it's really, really, and like I think it plays into the best part about Apex, which is that the game gives you the tools to have your team and yourself be the most informed you can be possible going into any scenario in Apex, as opposed to
And-
like Fort, where if you get shot by a sniper and if you see him, you have to still communicate that to your teammates in a way that they can all understand, and like there's like a learning curve to even that, as opposed to
Right,
Apex
yeah.
where it's just like you see someone, you ping them, and everyone knows where they're at. Everyone knows in like an instant,
And another thing I like about that too, because communication is so important, I love that this might not be a popular standpoint because I've seen some people complaining about this, but
Right.
I like that the time to kill is a little longer
I
than
also
your
like
average
that.
Dota game
Yep.
because it gives you time to react
Exactly.
and it makes it more tense.
Yep.
Because for both sides, the attacker and the person being attacked, you have to make sure you have, like, if you're like shooting from a distance, you have to make sure it's like, okay, do I have a good window right now? Am I gonna have enough time to like fully kill them? Take your shot. The other side, if I get shot at, I can like sort of discern where I'm getting shot from, ping him, try to find cover, heal while my teammates like try to close in on him, and then help them finish
Right.
him off.
Yeah, and like I get the complaint against it where people will say that because it takes so long to kill and people have time to react, you can do like just a constant damage trade where you bring him down to 90% and then he's running away healing, and then he brings you down 90%. Like there could be a constant cat and mouse dynamic in that. So I do get the argument against it, but I also fall back on the whole. It's like when you're talking about Call of Duty, it's like usually Treyarch games, they tend to have a higher time to kill as opposed to like Infinity Ward or Sledgehammer, where they have a very low time to kill in most of their games. And a lot of people prefer Treyarch because for that reason, it gives you a time to react as opposed to just getting melted and like having no say or no reaction time,
Yeah.
in the given thing. So
And I think a reason, like, why I do like it is because what we mentioned already, but on top of that, it gives you a stress that isn't a frustration, Like,
elaborate. I'm very curious.
so I get shot at, I have to use my own skill, my own knowledge of the systems of this game to react, to try and save myself.
Okay.
Chances are I might get knocked, but like there's a pretty good chance that if I get shot and I didn't see it coming, I'm probably gonna die. But I've had so many chances where that's not the case. Whereas in Fortnite, if I get shot, like, and I didn't see it coming, I'm probably dead.
Yeah,
You know?
right. I see that.
And it's
Okay,
like,
I
oh
see.
come on, like I didn't like. It's more of an anger, like lash out sort of thing in Fortnite,
Right.
which is fine, but because like in squads you still go down and stuff, but like thirsting people in Fortnite, like
Yeah.
it adds a frustration that's like, okay, come on, I get it, I died. Whereas in this, it's like you have a stress of like, okay, what do I do?
right.
Like
right.
I like that they give you time to react because it makes it less like, oh, walked into the wrong place,
Yeah. Like it's just
It's less circumstantial.
exactly.
I feel like.
Yeah. I feel it. Yeah. I think you're saying, and like for me, I think it's gonna be very interesting going back and then playing Fortnite, especially. I think what I'm saying. I think less so a Blackout because I see a lot more parallels in Blackout and Apex. Just from what I played at Blackout, and I put in definitely like a lot more hours in Blackout than obviously Apex at this current point. But I feel like it's an easier transition in terms of like feature set from going from Blackout to Apex. But going back to Fort, it not having a ping system, obviously Blackout doesn't have one that's like Apex as well. But even in terms of just like the overall just little things where it'll in your inventory, if you pick up ammo that you don't need, it'll tell you that,
Yeah.
if you're in a squad and you're going to a location, you have one leader on the drop and everyone goes with them unless you choose not to, as opposed to on Fortnite or Blackout when you're trying to coordinate with all your friends, yo, we're going here, and they might not understand that, and they land the wrong place. That's happened tons of times, you know, at least with me and my friends, you know. So just having those like quality of life improvements, and that they're not in other BRs right now, like that's gonna be, I think, a very interesting just angle to see how people react when they go back to 4 or when they go back to Blackout or PUBG, for example, you know. So I think I think solely just because of those feature sets that they've put in Apex, I think that's one of the main reasons why this likely will probably stick. I think it's pretty sensitive. Like this Apex, I think is gonna stick. I hope.
Yeah, I think so too. It's maintained the #1 slot on Twitch for the past week, and people thought it was going to drop off after a couple days, and they hit like 10 million by this past weekend, I think.
Yeah, throughout the weekends, it's stayed, and I'm checking right now.
They hit 2 million day 1.
Yeah, and then they did 10 million in 3 days.
Or within 24 hours at least.
And
I think the last metric I saw was 11 million by like Friday or Saturday.
Holy crap. Right now on Twitch right? Apex had 376,000 viewers. The next one, wait. Categories in my like. Hold on. This is not official. That's categories in my like. Where can I find the top? Okay, well, long story short, Apex has been the top and has been the top for a long time. Well, a week, obviously, but yeah. So Apex is. Oh wait, here we go. Found. Okay, so Fortnite is second, 183,000. Apex is on top with 377,000. So a pretty substantial gap. A pretty substantial gap, if I must say so. Yeah, for sure.
Also, I completely forgot about this part too. One of the great things about their reliance on co-op, because you mentioned the jump master thing of choosing where your team lands, and it's always like cycling through who gets to pick.
Right.
The revive system.
Yes.
Is great.
Yes.
It's so good because the thing is,
I love it.
It's not like it takes away the progress of another player. Like if I got a kill and I killed them, like I counted as a kill for me.
Right.
1, that won't be taken away if they get revived. 2, the player who's coming back is still at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
Because
they have nothing.
They have no gear when they come back. Also, there's not even a set chance they'll come back because to get revived, their team needs to travel to a specific location on the map to get them back, where they could run into another team doing the exact same thing and then kill each other.
Yeah. It makes it like the revive system, like the actual, you know, step path that you have to go to initiate a revive on one of your teammates. Like, it is not annoying. It's not difficult, but it is a thing. Like, it is a thing that you gotta plan for. Like, you gotta strategize. Okay, like I'm gonna get your tag. Like, I mean, sorry, your banner. Like, I'm gonna get your banner, and you know, we're gonna go to this respawn point, and then we're gonna keep going to get a circle. Like, it's not difficult. It's not hard, but it's just a nice mix up of pace. Like, it's something that can happen in the game that you don't anticipate happening. You know, as opposed to, obviously, BR has a lot of like RNG and randomness from what you pick up and everything, where you land. So obviously there's a lot of differences in that from game to game. But that just throws a nice, just unique twist while you're playing the game. Like, oh man, one of my teammates is down. Like, how am I gonna fix this issue or like go about this? Yeah. So I just think it's a really, really cool one. I think it's a really cool system. I love it. Yeah, I thought it'd be tacky because I wasn't sure. Like the way they're wording it while we were watching the review last week, it sounded kind of weird to me, but ended up being great. So I'm digging it.
Yeah. What else do we want to touch on? Because like, there's so much. We can
I
talk
know.
about this podcast.
I will say that I don't know if I don't like it or I'm just not used to it yet. Using your meds, using your cells. I feel like to me take a little bit like just like
give it some more time. I got used to it.
I'm probably used to it, but like if it takes like just like a second to like half a second too long, at least for me. I don't know. I probably get used to it.
That's strange because I feel like it takes less time than even like small shields in Fortnite.
Oh, I feel like I'm always getting screwed by like filling up my shield or healing.
Nah,
like,
dude,
I feel
you just got to do it in a good spot.
I mean, maybe I'm trash. Maybe I'm garbage. But like, I just feel
we
like
still have to play. We haven't.
I know. Damn, we still haven't played yet. I know. We gotta. We will. hopefully tonight.
Speaking of the shield thing, though, another thing that this does differently, I'm not sure if COD does this, but you have leveled armor that you charge with the shield revives you find.
Yeah, the cells, and then what's the other term for the battery? Like there's a bigger battery that fills it 100%.
There's a Phoenix one that is like your
Phoenix
chug.
is like a chug jug. Yeah. But it is like in Blackout how they have tiered armor.
Can you repair it though?
Yes, now you can.
Okay.
You used to not be able to, but in Blackout you have to get shards, and I forgot how many shards it takes to repair a level 1 armor or level 2 armor. But I know they cost differences, but the currency of that is finding shards, armor. I think armor shards or armor piercing, something like that. Armor plates, something like that. But you like find those while you're looting off of enemies. So that's how that works. But yeah, with Apex, it's more of just like, hey, if you have a level 2 armor or whatever it's called, you will always have 2 bars until you find a better one, and then you can constantly recharge that, which I think is interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I'll say one negative I have so far. The map, I think, is a good size.
Yeah.
But
I think it's boring, personally.
Yeah, I could use a little more variation.
I need something. Yeah, like I know like there's like a little sand biome in the top left of the map. Because
the thing is, I have like a handful of different locations already memorized.
Right.
But it feels too like similar.
Exactly.
Like there's lots of jungly, swampy places
there's
and
like
houses
there's
and
a lot
water.
of similar looking assets, similar looking places. Yeah, like someone I forgot which podcast or who I was listening to, whatever. But like someone saying, "Oh yeah, man, like this map is great. It's so diverse." I'm like, "What map are you like? What are you talking about?"
Like it's not bad.
Yeah. Like I won't say it's
just
garbage.
think it could use some work.
Yeah. I don't think it's trash. I just think it's like not
like
that great. Like I don't know.
I do love the size though.
Yeah. Size is nice.
If it was any bigger, I feel like it wouldn't work, and I feel like the distance between locations feels good enough where you never feel too far from running into someone.
Yep.
Which I appreciate.
Yep. I think the size is great, especially considering how many people are on the actual map. With only 60, I bet if it was 100, it'd feel a lot more tighter in that way. I feel like you begin to a lot more engagements. But no, like I think the map size wise is great. I just think aesthetically, it's not the most diverse thing, and I hope that gets updated in the future. But
yeah, and I'm glad you actually brought that up because this is a free to play game. Have you spent money on it yet?
Not yet.
Do you think you will?
Probably with the battle pass.
Okay.
Because I feel like every time there's a new season of Fortnite, I just get up the battle pass no matter what. Like no matter how often I plan to play it, I just kind of just like if I'm gonna play it eventually, I'll just get the battle pass anyway. Because like it's $10. Like it's
This past season is the first since season 2 that I haven't bought the battle pass for. Just because I wasn't like I had Red Dead, I had a million other things playing, and I was like I wasn't playing Fortnite much.
Right.
So I was fine just playing it standard.
Right.
But Apex Legends last week on their stream did bring up a seasonal roadmap for the rest of 2019. So I'm gonna list off the dates real quick.
Okay.
So March is the beginning of season 1. We're gonna be getting new skins, new weapon skins, new character skins, and new weapons, I think, according to this diagram.
Interesting.
So the battle pass launches in March, which I will most likely be buying, even if it's like $15. I feel like I'll buy it.
Yeah, for sure. I feel it's gonna be
because, well, I mean like EA tax, so who knows?
Fair point.
But 15, I think, is worthy for the amount of enjoyment I'm getting out of this.
I would buy it. I'd buy it yeah.
And especially the way the seasons are lined up. I'm not sure the specific time allotment for Fortnite seasons, but it looks like for this game, it's every 3 months.
Every 3 months? Yeah, that's what I was about to say, because I feel like Fortnite seasons are 90 days, I think. That's what it feels like to me in my head, and that I don't want to have that number in my head, but that would equal out to 3 months, so that would make sense.
So yeah, season 1 is March, season 2 is June, season 3 is September, and season 4 is December. So the breakdown is, sorry, they have an actual breakdown of the symbols here. New legends, new weapons, new loot, new skins.
New loot, new items, new skins, new legends, new characters.
So, and I'm sure there's going to be special limited events like they do in Fortnite. I would like to see
a Titan
at some point a Titan mode. Not like everybody has Titans, but like similar to how Fortnite added planes. Like just see how it goes.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, take them out.
I would like it too.
Make a separate event, stuff like that. Because I'm sure solos will be coming eventually at some point.
Yeah. And like I know I was really clamoring for a solo mode when I first played because my man like I try to play by myself, you know. But again, to like bring up the ping system again, like the ping system made it so easy to be able to play with randoms, you know. So like it's almost like I don't even need solo at this point just because everyone's so used to the ping system. But
I necessarily don't know if I'd even play solos that much because I feel like the game is designed
100%.
with the 3-player teams in mind.
100%.
With like loot distribution, with time to kill, also with your ultimates. Because we didn't even touch on that. We don't have to go into super detail because again we've only played a couple characters.
Right.
But the ultimates and the super abilities, the L1 abilities, I feel like are real, for at least the ones I've played, I like a lot, and I'm surprised how fast the L1 recharges, because my first few games I was saving it because I thought like it was going to take a long time to refill.
Right.
But the L1 ability takes like 8 seconds, I think.
Yeah, no, it's super short. It's super short. Yeah, that one. And like I think where you were going towards, like I feel like a lot of the abilities, especially like some of the ultimates, they really do lend to a team environment, and they lend to you being on a team. Like for example, oh my god, not Peacekeeper,
Pathfinder.
Damn it, Pathfinder. Like his ult is that massive zipline that you can summon for you and your team. Like while that'd be cool to have by yourself, and it is useful by yourself because it goes a long distance as opposed to your L1, so it's super long. So it would be nice for you to use that against solo, but that in itself is definitely much more of a team helping ability, you know?
Yeah.
That, like, I could do it solo, but it seems like a lot of them lean that way.
Wraith also, her ultimate is wherever you trigger it, you drop a portal, and then you probably have, I want to say, like, maybe 12 seconds to just run around, and then you, either when the timer runs out or when you hit L2 or R2, you place an exit portal.
Gotcha.
And anyone on the map can enter the portal to be transported to each end.
Is that enemies too, or is that just...
Yeah, enemies can use it.
Oh, shit. I thought it was just team members. Okay, interesting.
And the L1 is, you, like, sort of go Lord of the Rings, put the ring on, go enter this weird space where you aren't visible. There's, like, a trail of, like, neon kind of pink light where you're moving, but you can't really definitely, like, see. So you can still get shot if someone's, like, spray and pray, but...
So are you like invincible or no?
You're not invincible, but you disappear and it's harder for you to get shot because they can't see you.
Right.
Like they see a trail, but they don't know where you are around there.
Right. Okay, I see.
And it's probably like, I want to say like maybe 7 seconds you have of actually being like that to sort of either find cover, flank someone, or whatever you use it for.
Right. I see. Okay, but, I see. Yeah, man.
Another thing I don't like, now that we're talking about this, one other thing, is I love the Wraith so much that I always get so upset when I don't get to be the Wraith.
Yeah, oh man.
Like the whole, like, one character per squad, I'm sure there's some balance thing there.
Of course, because like, I feel like it'd be, I don't know if it'd be OP, but I know it'd be like, because that's usually, well, I know and at least, okay, so obviously not the same game, duh. But like Black Ops 4 with their specialists, I forgot.
Also Overwatch.
Overwatch as well, yeah. Yeah, I remember for Overwatch, I think it's 1 per team. I believe it's 1 per team. Is it 2 per team? Because I know Black Ops 4, I'm trying to think if it's a game mode or if it's by default you can do 2 per team. Like 2 of the same specialist or 2 of the same person per team. I think in Black Ops 4, I think by default, it's 2 people can be the same person.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong on that. That could be just a separate game mode that I always play that allows you to do 2. But for Overwatch, I can't remember either. I think it's 1, right?
I've
Do you
only
remember?
played like betas of Overwatch
I
or
don't know.
free weekends. I've never played the actual game
Yeah.
more than an hour.
I'm leaning towards maybe it's 2 because it was very like, oh man, like one of us can be, Bloodhound, and one of us can be Lifeline or whatever,
Yeah.
But that's why I've been kind of like going off between 2 people. So the chances of me being the last pick and my other 2 players pick the top 2 that I like, then I'm screwed. But yeah. So probably I should be meaning 3. Probably finding a third person to get in there.
Yeah,
But
that's what I gotta figure out a third too.
yeah.
But closing out, I will say there are 2 characters you can either unlock through points or unlock from purchases. Since we're just talking characters, I think those are priced fairly.
Yep.
I think it's $750
That's fine.
per character.
That's great.
With like actual money, but if you want to use the in-game credit you earn, each is 12,000. And I have around like I want to say like 6,000 right
So
now.
about halfway there.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I see. Okay.
But yeah, I really enjoy Apex.
I dig it.
Do you have any other closing thoughts you want to mention? Any hopes for Apex or something like that?
Nah. I mean, like, I'm just so surprised that it's getting this well received overall. Not that I thought it was gonna fail, but just like, man, like they really just dropped it, and it's great.
It's so polished too.
Yeah, it's just great. It's polished. It's great.
Like,
You know.
I think them asking for the money they're asking for in the ways they are, it's not egregious. It feels natural. It's comparable to the Fortnite prices.
Right.
And I feel like the overall package has so much more depth than Fortnite does, where I'm getting an enjoyment out of this where I don't feel bad putting money into it.
Right, yeah. And 100%. And Tim Gay is kind of a Gamecast. This week he said that he was talking before this game even dropped to some of the devs at Respawn, whatever. And they were saying that like they definitely looked at Fortnite prices to dictate prices for Apex, like because they're like, hey, like if the market is willing to pay what Fortnite is paying in terms of skins, battle passes, etc., like that is the barometer that we're going to go off of. So I think the pricing personally is fair. Personally, I think it's fair, but
let's just pray that Anthem does the same thing.
And you know what?
Anthem.
Wait a minute. Do you know what's something that I thought about on the way home? I was on my bike, perusing my way back to my apartment, from campus, right? And I was thinking a lot about how last week we were saying that, man, like, why would they drop, this so close to Anthem, whatever, like, obviously everyone's fixated towards Anthem. This is going to be the one that, like, doesn't, get any playtime, whatever. Like, this is going to be one that gets brushed under the rug by the community.
Well, we did talk about towards the end of the episode. Didn't I ask you if you thought this was going to affect Anthem at all?
Oh, wait.
I feel like I did.
I thought
I'll follow up on that.
I thought we were on the side of like Apex was going to be the one that was have the short end of the stick, but is that not the point we drove home? Because now I'm thinking that like
at least the way I was coming from it was, I think this being a free to play game.
I'm an idiot. Oh yeah,
is going to eat into Anthem. What do you think a week later? Because I know you said that you weren't sure, but like a week later, do you think, seeing how fast Apex has grown, hearing the future and their plans for everything, what do you feel? Do you think this is going to mess with Anthem at all?
I think so. Like I was leaning towards last week being on like oh man, like this game is inevitably in trouble because we have Anthem 2 weeks out, a week out, whatever. 2 weeks out at that current point. But now I see it kind of flipped. Seeing especially a week out after how well this has been received. Like having 10 million players, unique players in 3 days. Having 1 million concurrent in the first 24 hours, I believe. 300,000.
I thought it was 2 million.
Probably 3 at this point. I remember 3, but I don't even know. But just crazy numbers, right? Being number one on Twitch still in week 1. Granted, we are literally at week 1 of this recording.
Right.
Like literally, So it's only been a week, to be fair. To give benefit of the doubt, but still.
Mm-hmm.
It's making this much of an impact, So I think...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like now, I'm thinking like Anthem is the one that is probably going to get the short end of the stick. Probably. But I guess we'll have to see. I don't know. I'm still
They're not.
I'm
they're
still
not
getting
like
at
the
them.
same audience, but
Yeah.
I would say there is a lot of overlap.
Yeah, it just in terms of like being like a general statement of like a multiplayer game you can play with your friends. You know,
Yeah,
like
and
keep
like
it as
this sort
general
of
as possible.
style, like this attitude.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I would say this and Anthem have the same sort of vibe
A little. Yeah.
from at least like on a shelf, I guess,
I will agree.
of like multiplayer shooter I can play with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a battle royale. This one's a Diablo
Right.
Destiny like. So speaking of Diablo Destiny likes, this past weekend you were in another beta, which is still going on.
No, it's closed.
It's closed now?
Yeah, it's closed.
So you played the Division 2 this weekend.
Yes, I played for a while, about 4 or 5 hours. Streamed it all.
So I have a few questions for you.
Go ahead, sir, please. Yep.
I know you said you have some preloaded opinions, so I
want you to just ask me questions, and I'm sure those will unfold as I talk.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I can frame this in a way where you're gonna answer it.
Yeah, for sure.
So you did play the Division 1.
Mm-hmm.
You also played Destiny 1 and Destiny 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the path, correct me if I'm wrong, the path that Division is following, where it's doubling down on everything the first Division did well and improving on it,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that will be more successful in this case than Destiny's side, where they sort of did a mini reset?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think, because I know you said it felt samey,
Yeah.
but do you think that can hurt it? Like, what, as far as the jump to Division 2,
Mm-hmm.
do you think it's different enough where it's something you're going to want to keep playing, where it's satisfying you in ways the first didn't?
It's satisfying me in a lot of ways where the first one did.
Okay.
So here's what it is, right? So like, when I first started playing Division 2, right, it was like the first hour of the stream, right? I was like, man, like, this is very similar. Like, I'm doing a lot of like I just kept feeling like I've done this before, you know.
Right.
I kept like getting like, oh man, like damn, like, you know, done so far, whatever. But as I got into it deeper and saw the differences, you know, because it's just that like it's not immediate, you know, it's not like a shell shock difference from D1 to D2, and obviously it won't be because it's the same franchise. But it's not until you get, at least for me, it started popping up like hour and a half, 2 hours in. I started seeing the differences in terms of combat, in terms of you know, what you do in the world overall, and the new RPG elements that they brought to the game. Even though D1 did have RPG elements, just this one I feel like there's a little bit more that I feel you feel more of the effect of, right? So like around DC, you have the main base, which is the White House. Like that's like your main hub, like no matter what, right? But then you have these other proxy different places that you have. Like there's, I think one was called the Theater. There's another one that was like a different district. Like just like around the map, there were certain kind of rally points that you can get different side missions from, and the main grab of those is to get resources through playing missions, right? So that could be water, food, tool. I think parts is what they call it,
Like crafting stuff?
yeah, kind of crafting stuff, and you bring them to those bases to upgrade them, right?
Okay.
Which was not in D1. And then like they also in doing that and doing the main missions, you also progress the White House, and you can recruit people to work at the White House for you. And like there's stuff that like it reminded me of like Red Dead 2, where you could upgrade the camp, and like there's and they literally like use like a similar phrase where it's like, oh, the people in the White House have boosted their morale, you know, or like
Would you compare it to upgrading your ship in recent Assassin's Creed games?
Yes. Okay. Similar
like
vein.
Similar vibe, similar
vibe.
interface.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Similar vibe to like upgrading a place, and the NPCs in there, you know, change with that upgrade. You know, in terms of like what they can offer you and stuff like that. But even though you have these, like essentially the main White House base is used to like upgrade your equipment and you as a person, you know, and like spend your skill points. But like the other proxy ones help to upgrade the White House, as well as they give you other things to do in the game other than just the main mission. So like there's side missions that you can get from them. There's like just there's just a, I know it can be confusing saying like, oh, there's the White House and there's other ones of this, but it makes sense when you're playing it. Like it's just a little bit different, but not like a unnecessary difference. It's just like a different way of just portraying it, I feel. But the main grab for me that really like kept me like playing D2, like I actually after the stream I got up, made food, ate a little bit, chilled, and I was like, man, like I kind of want to play Division 2 more. So I went back and played another 2 hours, off stream, just like by myself, whatever. But the main grab for me is definitely the gameplay. It's that third person cover based gameplay. Everything feels great using your equipment, whether it be your turret to the little ball that tracks people and explodes whatever. And those are very similar from D1 as well, to be fair. And like they were showing different equipment in the beta, but you can only use 3. We don't have access to the drone, the turret, and the ball that falls over. So a lot of them are very much from the original Division, So that is a thing. I guess it could be a grab is that like we didn't see like enough like new equipment per se, but they did have stuff where you could upgrade that equipment to do other abilities on top of its base ability, as well that have different points that you earn that are separate from you as a person. So like you as a person, you get these permanent. Well, they're all permanent, obviously, but like with a person, you have a different points that you get with missions as well. I just forgot what they're called, whatever. But those are things like upgrading your storage capacity. It can be like how many how long on cooldowns for your certain stuff and everything. Like those different abilities that affect you as a player, those are there as well, and you upgrade all those at the White House. But definitely the gameplay for me is where the hook is at 100%. And like also what's really cool is the enemy types, right? So as you recall, this is 7 months after Division 1, and the virus is kind of no longer a threat. It's kind of like subsided. So like the main I guess ancillary antagonist is not the virus per se, but it's like the overall anarchy that's experienced because of Division 1, right? So
right.
You have like different enemy factions called like there's one, I think you meet only 2. There's the hyenas that are at like a different, and they all kind of occupy a certain set of the map, and they have like different ways to go about things, whatever. And then there's ones that are near specific government buildings around DC that are called the True Sons, and they're very much like Midwest, like Bible Belt, like very much like First Amendment rights.
Was that a copy paste of Far Cry 5's characters?
It's less it's less flashy. It's less like, so it's not as laughable as opposed to it's like this one is more of a okay, like I can see like this group of people, like this probably is what they would do, like for example, like there's a mission in Division 2. I'll just, I guess, spoil whatever. I have to go get the Declaration of Independence, and I have to go secure
I've heard
that.
about this.
Yeah, it's cool.
National treasure.
Yeah. It's like I'm like, oh wait, I'm fucking yeah, it's cool. But like that's where you get first introduced to like the True Sons and like that whole enemy faction in that area. But it's not as stereotypical as they made out to be in like Far Cry 5. Same type of person, but just less toned down.
So Kevin, let me be honest with you for a sec.
I will be honest.
It sounds like you're a little let down.
Okay, a little. So no, I'm sorry. Finish your statement. Sorry, go ahead. I won't interrupt you.
I was gonna say, it just sounds like you're a little let down. It sounds like the fact that it's more of the same in a new environment is cool, but not enough. Is that the vibe?
Yeah, and like, so that's kind of the vibe, but obviously,
because like I did see some cool environments. Like I saw that starting mission. I didn't play, but I did watch a couple streams. I saw the that starting area. Like the virus started on Black Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like summertime, I think, and then you're walking through the White House lawn, and there's this sort of shopper center that's been there decaying, so it's a bunch of Christmas decorations all muddy and stuff like that. Like there's some cool environments, and I think the White House looks cool.
Yeah.
I feel like there's potential for Washington as a city, like the way New York as a city was cool in the first division. But have they shown you anything, because this is just me listening to you talk about this as someone who liked the Division 1, is that it sounds like there's nothing so far that either really hammers it down that there's cool ideas for Washington, or there is, but that's not enough because it's just more of the same, but more.
I'd say like a lot of Division 2, from what I
Mhm.
played, is definitely a lot like Division 1, right?
Mhm.
And you can take that as you will. You know what I'm saying? Like if like
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily bad.
yeah. I'm not like
Because
I'm
like,
not
if
trying to like
Destiny
combat
2
you.
was
Yeah.
more Destiny 1, I feel like it probably would have had a better start, at
100%.
least.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like that's not saying like oh like combative like oh like you know whatever you want to do Christian. No, but it's like just like you said like for some people that's a good thing. Some people that's a negative thing, right? But like the differences are there. It's just not straight up in your face. If
Okay.
that I don't really like put it, but yeah, like at first I was let down like a little bit. Like the first hour I'm like, man, like this is D1, like what the hell, you know? But then like as you get into it and as you get introduced to more mechanics and more features and stuff like that, you know, in terms of like the RPG elements, that they've added, those different sub bases, like I said, all that, you know, there are differences, whatever. And plus, I feel like another thing that I haven't touched on yet in combat, like finding new gear and getting new weapons and how much different they perform, number one, and overall the overall like sound design of the guns I think is amazing. Like no matter what
It's
gun
a
you
good looking game. Like,
Yeah.
Fidelity looks good.
100%. Like I was noticing this as I was playing the beta. You know, I know this is like not really a revolutionary thing, but it's just cool to see it implemented in a game like this, where if you're in a alleyway, your gun sounds different than when you're out in the open, or
Yeah,
when you're
that's always
inside.
cool.
Yeah. Like it's not like that's like something that's crazy revolutionary, but it's still it just added to it. I was like, oh man, look, this is really cool. You know, it's just like a
Yeah.
really cool thing. Yeah, but and also I like how at least in Division 2, enemies don't feel so bullet spongy as they did in
Okay.
D1, because there's just specific ways to not make them bullet sponges. You know, you
Yeah.
like literally see pieces of armor fly off their body, and then when you hit that same spot and their skin exposed, they're gonna take a lot more damage. And like you physically see that as opposed to just bullet sponge like in D1. You know.
Yeah, it's a good touch.
Yeah, like I think there's just it's just a lot of the changes that they made are very just detailed, like super detailed. But like the base game is pretty samey, you know, from D1.
Personally, I didn't play the Division 1. I tried it, but I was a very big fan of Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Mm-hmm.
Loved that game.
Right.
I played through that entire thing with a buddy. That game is so much fun. And the mobility in that is a factor of why I prefer something like that over Division. Because Division, to me, when I did try it, felt kind of stiff.
Right.
And this was like the first beta for the first Division.
Uh-huh.
So this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it could have been tweaked, but it felt like too stiff, too contained, like too claustrophobic at
Right.
points. But
Yeah.
so yeah, that just kind of never got to me. Also, the fact that I was playing Destiny at the time, and one of these games was enough for me.
Right.
So I have two questions for you
Mm-hmm.
before I'm out of things to ask about Division 2.
Deal.
One, do you think you're going to be getting this at least close to launch? And two, how far in the content rollout did you get to in Division 1? And do you think that you would keep up with Division 2
Right.
if you didn't or did in 1?
Mm. So if you asked me the first question before I played the demo, I said, yeah, absolutely. Of course. Like, based off what I've seen from E3, based off all the trailers, I'm in. You know? Like, fighting, there's, like, a mission that you see, like, in a crashed Air Force One. Like, that's, like, cool. Okay, bet. I'm in, you know? But after playing the demo, I'm a little bit Like, I'm still sold, but just, like, a light sold, you know? So, honestly, I could see myself very well, like, week of, like, oh yeah, it's coming out Friday. I'll wait. Like it's very much now it's kind of up in the air, but still leaning towards like I do want to play Division 2 and I will play Division 2. Like I think I can definitively say that, but it is not a question of am I gonna wait until the summer to play it, or am I gonna pull off a little bit? Because to answer your second question, in Division 1, I played through I want to say the first month and a half, and I didn't even beat it.
Like you weren't around long enough to play the expansions.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. Yeah, no. And like I kept hearing about the expansions, hearing about it and did want to play them. I just never took the dive, So, now like I can say like after this I am impressed but also let down overall in terms of D2, and then like I'm impressed in like specific ways just cuz like Division 2 to play feels great to me. Like I love that combat. It feels great, So I must like if it's going to feel good, I'm going to want to play it obviously. But there is a part of letdownness and just like how much it's difficult, Like
everything you're saying is fair. It sounds like because I mean, if you look at Ubisoft historically, they are very iterative with a lot of their franchises.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed, perfect example.
Right.
Almost every year until very recently.
Right.
Like saying Song and Dance, Far Cry, even ever since 3, it's kind of been the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like quality, fun, good, but not like must-haves, I guess.
Right. Yeah. What I'm hoping for D2 is like what Watch Dogs 2 did for the franchise of Watch Dogs. Right.
Yeah.
Like me, I loved Watch Dogs 2. Adore it. And like
you also loved Odyssey too, so
yeah. But not that I hated the original Watch Dogs or that was bad, whatever, and I beat the original Watch Dogs, great. I have a negative stigma attached to it because I was going through a breakup at that point, but beside the point, what I'm saying. Watch Dogs I thought in itself was a great game. That was cool, whatever, but just like Watch Dogs 2 just like amped everything the fuck up. Like Division 2, it didn't completely amp everything up. There's parts and segments that are amped up, but a lot of it kind of stayed not amped up and was very much like, okay, Division 1, Division 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, very much like transition as opposed to like upgrade, So I guess that's the best way of putting it. So, like, there's glimpses of a Watch Dogs 2 happening for me where, like, I think Division 2 is going to be, like, far superior than the first Division, I hope. Because that's what Watch Dogs 2 did for me in terms of Watch Dogs 1, but left to remain seen from the beta at least. If everything.
And this comes out in March?
Yeah, March 15th, I think.
Nice.
So, I mean, if we're like that's a maybe. It just depends on how hooked I get with Anthem. But I feel like Anthem's gonna hook me a lot. Like right now, if you told me, "Yo, would you rather play Anthem or Division?" I'd rather play Anthem. 100%. 100%.
That's what I figured. But this comes out in March.
Indeed.
March is pretty crowded already. You got Sekiro, you got Division 2, you got Yoshi.
What's the other game in early March? I'm forgetting.
Devil May Cry 5. You also played another demo.
Devil May Cry 5. Damn it, I fucked it up.
It's cool. It still works.
Yeah.
So DMC 5, I didn't get a chance to play this. This is also a game that I'm excited for. But you have more to say on it because of two reasons. One, you actually played the demo this weekend, and two, over break it was a little after over break, I guess.
In January.
But recently, you've played through 98% of the first Devil May Cry.
98, 99. I'm not being that 1%. There's no way. I'm not doing it.
So,
oh man,
that's a very old game.
Very old.
That's like I think 2001, maybe 2000.
Yeah.
That's an old game.
PS2.
Devil May Cry 5 stylistically looks awesome. Looks kick-ass. I'm excited to play that game. Ideally, I like to play at least 1 or 4 before, not like 1 or 4 of them. I mean, Devil May Cry 1 or Devil May Cry 4.
Right.
Before 5 comes out, just so I have some experience with the series, because I don't. But, yeah, the vibe, the cheesiness, I love everything that I've seen from 5. So, you mentioned briefly your thoughts to me, but it sounded mostly positive.
Dude. DMC5 is fun. like if what man, it's just like going into combat and the just aesthetic and the music that's playing, like it's fucking hype. Like it's like Tim Geddes hype shit. Like playing DMC5, even that little like, and I think I was thinking about it on the way home. Like, I think like the Devil May Cry 5 beta truly is one of the best demos I've ever played in my life, and arguably like a perfect demo where you can do the whole thing. So I ran through it. It took me 3 tries to beat the demo, right?
Okay.
And how DMC is laid out. If you've ever played it, I know you haven't. So
I know the structure.
Yeah, it's like
but
ancillary mission. Yeah, so how it's broken up is that it's not just like one big long play. It's broken up into like missions that you do. They're all connected, obviously, but like in the original DMC, there's about 23 missions, and each mission, if you know what you're doing, takes like 10-15 minutes. But if you don't know, it's going to take you like 20-25, just like to figure out what to do, whatever, and like where to go. But that's kind of how it's laid out. So like the demo was, I feel, one mission.
Okay.
I don't know if it was the first one. I don't know if it was somewhere in the middle, or maybe definitely was in the beginning, but it was one mission, right? And
so let me stop you real quick.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Was this the same demo that was on Xbox?
I have no clue. I did not look at any gameplay from. Yeah,
you were playing as Nero, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The guy with Devil Breaker, the arm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was playing as him.
I think that.
I don't know if it was
I think that might have been the same demo then.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but no, I think. Oh my god, dude! Like just the feeling of like just. It's just cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Like DMC5 is cool as fuck. Like it's just cool, right? And like
it's the attitude. That's what I love about the trailers and everything so
100%, yeah. And I was actually very surprised at like how much of the tone they kept from DMC1, playing that and then playing this one. Like I don't know if it's with every. I feel like it's probably every DMC. Like you have the same menu sounds and cues, and like when you hit options button to go to the pause menu, it's the same sound that initiates, and like going through menus, it's very much it's the exact same sound from DMC1. So I feel like that's just a franchise thing. I'm not 100% sure. It's probably a franchise thing, but
Kingdom Hearts is the same thing. It's the same like blip.
I've
every
seen
time,
that, yeah, and like
stuff like that.
The like Mickey arrow type hand thing that
yeah.
So like I think that's just a franchise thing, but nah, man, just the combat felt very, very nice, and like just doing combos and having a flash of that, as you get a bunch of enemies to defeat, there's a progress bar, not progress bar, but like progress on the side that pops up that like starts at D and then goes C, B, and then A, and then oh my god, wait, when you defeat enemies, when you defeat the last person, it does this cool slow-mo looking thing. You get a nice like angle of Nero defeating last boss. It's so fucking cool. Like there's so many like cool things about DMC. It's just so fun to play. I did find it confusing managing the Devil Breaker, because from DMC1 it was okay, you go into the menu if you want to switch which Devil Breaker you're gonna use, right? But with
in
this
5
in 1
was the Devil Breaker in 1? I thought that was new to this.
It is. No, wait, no.
Is it like?
Hold on.
Do you mean like in
I'm
one you had
of
gear?
Hold on. No.
Or like guns or something?
Hold on. And I'm trying to wait. The Devil State.
Okay.
Right? So when you trigger the Devil State on DMC1, you can pick which. Yeah, it's the same thing, I guess. No, it's the same thing as DMC5.
Well, it's like a similar mechanic. It's just like different.
Yeah. Cause like in DMC1, you had the fist that you can attach. You have the sword that you can attach. You know what I'm saying? Like so. But then when you trigger that Devil State, those things do different. Those, dependent on the weapon you have equipped, they do different things, right? But I just found it a little bit confusing to manage a DMC5, because as far as I'm aware, I tried my hardest to like figure this out, but you can't manually pick what weapon you want to, what type of Devil State weapon you want to use, like in DMC1. So like, let's say you had a sword in DMC1, and then you find these like flaming fists, right? At any time, you occur devil state triggers, devil trigger. Yeah. So like you, as you're playing, your like devil meter. There's like 5 of them, but they can go higher depending on like upgrades, whatever. That rises, and then that's how long you have when you trigger it. It'll go down that amount of time, right? So the more you build it up, the longer you'll be in that devil trigger state where you do more damage and have different things that you can do, right? But what you could always do is that you could always pick which devil weapon you have equipped. So it could be a sword, it could be a flaming fist. But with Devil May Cry 5, you still build up that devil state over the 5 little rings, whatever. But I don't think there's a manual way for you to change which arm per se you have attached. Okay. If that kind of makes sense, like you follow me there. Like
from what I know of the Xbox demo, there were 2 devil breakers in the demo. I don't know if you had to beat it to unlock another one first.
There was 3. There was like a blue one, a red one, and a green one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you think you had to select beforehand, like in a menu before you went into the mission? Maybe?
So I know. So like how it works in DMC5 is that you have a 4, at least in the demo. This probably can get bigger or whatever in the full game, but you have a loadout, right? And your loadout, you have 4 different slots, right? So it's laid out 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so let's say you have like 6 blues, 4 greens, and then 3 reds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depending on which arm you put in the slot, the first slot, second slot, third slot, fourth slot, that's how many you can put in that slot. So let's say I choose let's say I choose the blue arm for the first slot, only 1 will go. And you'll still have 8 in your inventory. And then let's say I do my green slot for my green arm for the second slot, 2 greens will go up there. And then 3 and then 4. So depending on what arm you choose, whatever slot you put it in, that's how many of them you'll bring in to combat.
Okay.
I don't know if that fully makes sense, but I think I explained it kind of okay. But
so if you bring those all into combat, are you saying there's no way to like swap between them in combat?
Exactly. I don't think there's any way to swap in between them during combat. Like they just kind of cycle through. Like the first one goes, then second, third, then fourth, and then that's how
I get
it goes.
Now.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So
yeah. You feel me?
That sounds similar to, because I know DMC is a lot about like the main thing in that game is like learn combos, do combos,
100%.
Get a better grade.
100%. Yeah.
So that makes sense actually. If there's no way to swap, then you probably have to lay them out so you can optimize it best for your combos. Like similar to a fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you pick 3 characters, it's like I want this guy out first, then I want this guy to come in second, then this guy to clean up.
Exactly. So like I guess like that's what I kind of got to the conclusion at the end of the demo where I was like, I guess like what they're doing here is that they're making you strategically pick which ones you want to go first, what's gonna be best for in a given combat, as opposed to DMC1 where you could just pick whatever ones, and like there was no like limit, there was no cap, there was no like slot 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, so I get it. But and also like when you're in a like boss battle, there's plenty of arms that you find throughout the actual battleground, so you can, because eventually you do run out. If you use them too much, you just run out of arms, your loadout, and like you're screwed. Like you literally just have 1 arm, and like unless you find one in the world, you're shit out of luck, And like,
it's worth mentioning, this is just one of the characters, because there's 3 characters in the game.
Right, yeah, there's Dante and then that V, one other dude, I think
his name's V. Dante and V don't have devil breakers, right? They don't have the arms, they have their own stuff.
Yeah, so I think maybe if you play as Dante, I bet it'd be a lot like DMC1. Maybe.
It would probably be closer, yeah.
Closer, because like, I think, but, and like I was getting so confused with the whole even loadout system a little bit, because like it was laid out. How do I explain this? Like I thought like the slot 1, 2, 3, 4 meant, how do I put this? Like, oh man, I thought they were just ancillary numbers for your slot 1, slot 2. I didn't know that's how many that were attached. Yeah. I thought it was just purely the order. Well, it is the order, but it's also how many of whatever you pick for that slot goes into. You know,
Okay.
that like took me like 10 minutes to figure out. I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense.
Is all of this just so you can let everybody down when you say that you got graded like a C?
Maybe, I don't know, dude.
What do you end up getting for your grade?
The first time I got like a C, and then I like eventually got an A at the end of it.
Nice.
Yeah. Like I eventually,
And how
I
were
think
you doing
A or B.
how were you doing in the first game?
Oh, the first day, like first game, I was just like averaging, I think like C's, B's.
Okay.
Like I wasn't doing that good, but like this one, yeah, I ended up with I think a B or an A. I'm pretty sure an A. I forgot precisely, but
Nice.
not like it was one of my favorite demos I've ever played in my life. Like it was so fun, and like the music, dude, it is the
Dude,
heat.
Devil Trigger, it's a good
I'm
song.
telling you, dude. No, it's good. It's freaking
Really good
good.
song.
Like in combat, like hearing that music bumping and you're just like doing these cool ass combos and the
And
camera
it
slowing
builds
down.
the better that you do.
Yeah. It makes you feel fucking cool. And in the same way that like Anthem makes you feel dope, the moves that you can pull off there, DMC5 does the same thing where like you just feel cool as you're playing it.
Oh, I
It
bet,
feels
yeah.
great. Yeah,
I
it
feel
feels-
cool just watching those trailers.
Oh my god! Like I have my gameplay recorded of the demo. I want to send it to you because, like, dude, it's so fucking cool. It is so cool, and like, you obviously have your red orbs, your green orbs that you find throughout the world, whatever. Like, it's very much similar to any DMC, as far as I'm aware. From DMC 1 at least, that's my only comparison. But the same thing there. You find the same red orbs, green orbs, and stuff like that. But I feel like DMC 5 was like, as I was playing through DMC 1, like, man, like I wish like this or that. I wish like how would this look in the modern day, and like this is what it is. It's just really cool to see DMC 5. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Awesome.
I'm more sold on DMC 5 post demo, as and like Division 2. I'm like a bit less sold after playing the beta.
Do you think DMC5 is going to be a close to launch pickup then?
Yeah.
Yeah?
If I burn through Metro, so like my plan out for the next 2 months, right, is that there's 2 multiplayer games I want to play.
Yeah, why don't
Dar-
you just spell this out right now
Yeah.
so people listening know
Yeah,
what they're
yeah.
getting into?
Yeah, it's definitely. So like how I'm gonna lay out, I think the next 2 months of gaming, they're gonna be centered around 4 main games, as far as I'm aware. Okay, so coming up, we have Metro Exodus this Friday. That's gonna be my new single player game, right?
Okay.
DMC 5 will also be that for March. So my plan is to beat Metro Exodus by the time DMC 5 comes out, which I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do. And that will be my new single player focused game. And then Anthem comes out the week after, 22nd of February, I think.
Yep.
And that will be my premier multiplayer game.
Nice.
That's more open world. And then Division will be that for March. That's what I'm planning out. Obviously, and like in terms of like Anthem, that's like me beating the main quest and doing the other side stuff, all that. Division 2 the same plan, So that's kind of like my roadmap of February and March, how those are going to go down. And then we got
Nice.
Days Gone in April, you know what I'm saying? We got exclusive, you know what I'm saying? We out here. Did you see the wedding stuff? Look out for
did.
the video tomorrow. I got a video I'm making right now already. That's going over all that, but I'm going to go to the wedding, But shout out
Wait,
to
did you get an invite?
No, but
Oh,
they like put out the like a physical one. Oh my god, I wish. You kidding me? But I would cry. But they like put out the RSVP code to everyone, so everyone could just go and just do it. But
Cool.
I assume what, whatever. Watch the video tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
Watch the video tomorrow.
I gotta say, I'm a little hurt that you skipped over Sekiro, but okay. So
Dude,
that's my game to cover.
I picked up Blood. Okay, I tried Bloodborne one more
I
time,
know, I saw on your GG.
and I had to.
Like 2 days later, I was like, oh, yeah, he couldn't do it, huh?
I just don't think it's my type of game. I don't know. Like, I did like it, but I didn't at the same time. I don't know how to phrase it. I don't know. I just think Souls games just simply aren't for me. Same as like turn-based. Not for me.
That hurts me.
I just don't think I'm that type of gamer.
The
I don't know.
turn-based one hurts me more.
Dude.
than Souls.
I fucking hate
Because the thing is,
turn-based.
I've only played Bloodborne. I haven't played
Right.
I played Dark Souls. I've never got past like the first boss because
Gotcha.
I was like borrowing it.
Right.
Bloodborne, I love. Sekiro, I'm hyped for. But yeah, Souls I still haven't touched yet. But the turn-based one just hurts, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Persona
Man.
5.
I don't know, man. Maybe I'll try Persona 5 someday. Maybe.
I feel like that's gonna be one that like eats away your life. You're gonna like
really
fall in love with it.
Do you think
Yeah.
really? Wait, but you?
Yeah, because you get like super invested in characters.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
And Persona 5 is all about the characters,
Shit.
and it's pretty easy to mash through that game like
Right.
mindlessly. Not even grinding. Just like there's a couple walls, but like it's pretty simple to just get through that game.
I think
Straightforward.
the best shot is gonna be on Vita, in my bed, at the night. That's probably the best shot. Unless
Switch?
unless it's Switch, yeah, like unless the Switch one comes out, then
Yeah.
then that's my main thing. But I just
Alright, well.
want Vita to die. Damn, we've been going for a long time.
Yeah. So
Deal.
that wraps up all our impressions. Kevin, if the people want to follow you on your Twitter to see your updates about YouTube stuff, life stuff,
Indeed.
opinions on things, where can they find you?
Find me over here, bomb lower third at the K Diaz 123. Follow me on there. You might see some cute Valentine's Day pictures this weekend. You never know. I don't know. You might see me in a suit. You never know. It just might happen. So definitely follow me there on Twitter. And where can the good folks find you here as well, Christian?
You can follow me underneath my image you see at Chris N. Buckley on Twitter.
Indeed.
Today, hopefully if my computer cannot die,
Okay.
I'm going to be editing and exporting the first episode of a podcast myself and my buddy Jack are doing about Marvel
Yes, I saw this. Yes.
over on JoyClicks on YouTube. Podcast services is up in the air at this point. But look out for that later today. We went through some Marvel news from last week. Episode 1 is ranking all of Phase 1. I got some interesting opinions on
Ooh.
Phase 1 of the Marvel Universe.
What's your top Phase 1? Is it Winter Soldier like everyone else says?
How about I tell you where I ranked Avengers?
Oh, dude. Wait, dude. Don't fuck with me. Go ahead, but don't fuck with me.
Avengers, out of the 6 movies from Phase 1, that is Iron Man, Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Cap, and Avengers 1, Avengers is number 3.
You're fucking crazy. Wait, you're fucking crazy. Wait, that's actually an incorrect opinion. Wait. Hold on.
So,
I'm playing
if you want to see the rest of that,
Go ahead. Wow.
for like sanity's sake, I guess, Jack has Avengers as number 1. So, if you want to see more of that, you can check out youtube.com/joyclicks. The show is called Excelsior with an exclamation point. Rest in peace, Stanley. But new episodes every Monday. Look forward to it. Next episode is ranking Phase 2. Then we go into a weekly sort of movie a week leading up to Endgame with news sprinkled in. So,
Number 3. No.
You're still on that. You want to know what's number 2?
Can I guess your top 2 before you go?
Go for it.
If it's Captain America: First Avenger and Iron Man in any sequence, I can accept that. But pretty much anything else, I can't. I'm sorry. If you do Iron Man 2, I'm gonna.
No.
Okay, thank God. If you do, Thor?
Number 2, I'll tell you what number 2 is. Number 2 is Thor.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's a good movie.
It's not.
It is.
But it's not that good.
It's a lot of Phase 1 isn't that good.
It's like just barely better than Dark World. Barely.
Dark World isn't that bad.
I swear to God. Okay, we're done.
Iron Man is number 1 though.
I can make
For the rest,
yeah.
for the rest
That's
of it,
fine.
though,
Iron Man
is over there.
Iron Man, I can see why being, of course, number 1, of course. Started it, of course. It's a great movie. But see y'all next
That
week.
does it.
Deal.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for listening. Yeah.
And as
Good
always,
show. Greatness waits.
I was like, he's not gonna say it. Deal.